Now we've got moves to impeach the president and also to impeach the premier. What do you think this says about the current state of Taiwan's political dynamics?
So it really sort of goes back to probably the Constitutional Court and the lack of filled seats, because during more normal times, these kinds of moments, whether or not a bill can or should be passed, would be given to the courts to decide its legality. But because the Blue White Alliance has blocked all new judges from being appointed, and they also passed a law stipulating that there has to be at least 10 judges, where there's currently 8, the court is essentially frozen and cannot do its job. And so that in and of itself was a bit of a constitutional crisis. Then now we have the DPP refusing to enact laws that were passed legally by the legislative yuan. Even if the DPP doesn't like the laws, they're technically supposed to pass the laws that are legally passed according to the Constitution, which is another constitutional crisis. So really, you sort of have one gigantic challenge to the workings of Taiwan's democratic constitution being challenged, followed by other challenges, and that's really what makes this sort of so dire. Is everyone is sort of using ways to weaken the existing mechanisms for the sake of trying to make sure whatever it is they want happens.
With the opposition trying to impeach both the president and the premier, do you think there's any way that the ruling party can turn the situation around?
So they sort of are going to have to eat this impeachment call, because it's not going to pass. So essentially, all like it's not going to directly impact them. We're very eager to see whether or not eventually something gets signed, because this sort of call for a constitutional crisis is going to keep growing over the next couple of weeks. The DPP has sort of made their decision, and now it's just a matter of whether or not they stick with it or not. Because unfortunately, this is their kind of counter is to say, well, then pass judges so that we can have a constitutional court ruling on this matter, and the KMT and TPP are not going to do that. So we're currently stuck between a rock and a hard place between um, our sort of constitutional institutions not really functioning.